Okay, it's Dre, Tattoo Squid Podcast here with Justin at we call Wheel of Horror. How you doing, Justin?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. A little getting out of work and relaxing in the AC. Hot as hell outside.
Yeah, it's hasn't been as hot as it was like last week, but definitely still pretty hot.
Yeah, it's just like it's crazy. They're like, oh, the humidity is like over like 100. I'm like, oh, great. But I'm thankful that I had a work that has like air conditioning like throughout, like continuous. So I'm
Yeah.
like, whew, good. But they say to stay hydrated, but I've been drinking a root beer pretty much like all day. So
I mean, there's water in there, right?
yeah, it's water in there. It's a little carbonated, but I'm not supposed to have like caffeinated shit, which is not really caffeinated, but So, but here's a prospect of having a movie made. Now everybody's doing. I hate remakes. I don't know how you are about remakes, but or reboots or whatever the hell you want to call it. Uh, how about like Buck Rogers doing like a remake, of a movie? I don't know. I
Which
mean,
one?
honestly, that's something. I mean, other people, kids, even never heard probably to this day of Buck Rogers. When it comes out, and it'll be great. To be honest, I'd love to see that. But the only thing I don't want to see is The Rock.
I mean, The Rock is in like I feel like he's in like 1 out of 5 new movies that are released. So
Well, him and John Cena, because I don't know if you're like a wrestling fan
I mean,
what.
they're good actors for certain roles, but The Rock is definitely he's in a lot.
Yeah, no, because he's had like there's talks about him being what's the one he was supposed to, he wanted to do a remake of not Born East, so like that'd be
Oh,
funny though.
he wanted to do Pirates, right?
Yeah, I don't know that one I never even heard about. No, he wanted to do one from the Kurt Russell movie like years back, something in China.
Oh, Big Trouble
Yeah, Big
in
Trouble in
Little
China.
China.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So he
I
wanted
didn't
to
know
do.
that.
Yeah, he wanted to do a remake of that. And I'm like, dude, no, don't even fucking touch it. I'm like, Kurt Russell wasn't
Yeah,
a big bulky, guy.
I
Why?
mean, The Rock is the highest gross paying actor in Hollywood for a reason. He's in a ton of movies.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, there's like movies that he shouldn't honestly be in, in my opinion. Because I mean, I like wrestling, I like him in there, and the movies, the certain ones that he did, like Scorpion. I mean, the Scorpion King, Mummy Wise, and then he did like Walking Tall and a slew of others, and even we call it the Fast and Furious franchise stuff,
Yeah,
but and Hobbs and Shaw, and it was just like that's what he's good doing that. But I mean, honestly, all the else stuff, they didn't do remakes now. Don't do it. And
yeah. There's always a good amount of remakes being done. Um, what's the most recent remake that's been done?
I know I'm trying to think of it because I was like, because half the stuff that goes on, because I know you guys are more like obviously in the horror like I am, uh, but there's not really. I think the latest one I seen out of horror is the not the Nun, but the pretty much the franchise that wraps around the Nun, the Conjuring, the latest one
Oh
they
yeah,
did. So that one wasn't even scary, but I mean that's still not to the point that we're just talking about with a remake. Um, I don't even know what the remake would be, to be
I
honest.
mean, last year has been obviously a lot of movies have been paused or
Yeah,
delayed, and also I feel like they've been pumping out a lot of movies that are. I mean, I'm sure you've read on Twitter. A lot of people are complaining that some of the newer release movies are just crappy.
oh yeah, yeah,
Which I don't know. They're just like pumping out a lot of C-rated movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even like the movies that are not from like coming out in the movies or whatever, or HBO Max for that matter. you see it on Netflix. Like there's the one with Ryan Reynolds. He had like a six
Yeah,
six something. I forgot what the name of the movie was, but that was an awesome movie. It was just
yeah.
like it
The
had
one where
every
he's in
huh?
the video game, right? That
No,
one.
no, this one is like where each person there's a person that he's like a billionaire, and pretty much he made some kind of like uh
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah.
he went into the other person's body, right?
No, no, not even that. It's just like no, I'm trying to see if I can explain it here. Uh, so Ryan Reynolds, we call it. He's like a billionaire. He created some kind of machine that's like magnetic and all that, and then but he goes and gets like a team together. But whoever is like in the military that died or supposedly died, he makes them disappear. But they're part of his team, so they're like scrubbed of any nobody doesn't really know who they are. They have no fingerprints. They have no nothing. They're ghosts.
Is
And
this a newer released film?
this is like a couple of years, maybe 2 years ago. I think it was on Netflix though,
Okay.
and it's a really badass fucking movie. It has everything from your carnage to warfare. The funniness, the
Okay.
outtakes.
Yeah,
So
it's like the racing one too, right? Like they have like badass cars. I watched half of it on Netflix.
Yeah, it was like in Italy or something. They were in Italy.
Yeah,
They had a badass car and they're driving around and
yeah. I like
a
him. He's a good
lot
actor.
of blood. Let's just say
Yeah.
that. I was like, whoa, nice. But then that could be said about Fear Street as well, which I haven't gone the third movie yet. So
Oh, it was great. I would definitely recommend it.
I know because me and my girlfriend hopefully we're gonna watch it tonight. Hopefully. Because
Yeah.
I want to get that out of the way, so at least we're out of the way of Fear Street. But when we saw the first one I loved.
Mhm.
My girlfriend is not really one for gory. She calls it senseless killings. But if it's like a Friday the 13th, or if it's a Halloween or something, something that's for that movie and all, not like Saw, where just
Yeah.
basically you're just killing everybody. um, which is not true because he did not really touch anybody. But we'll get into that another time. But
Yeah, you're
uh,
definitely it ties the third one ties it together really well.
yeah, that's what I
And
heard.
right around the halfway mark is really when it picks up. And like I was kind of waiting. I was like, where's this gonna go? How are they gonna finish it? And then about 50% of the way through the movie, I was like, wow, it just got really good. And
Yeah,
then it ended, and I was very surprised. It was good.
yeah. I mean, we call it like even like when I was watching the first one and the second one was like to me it was the median. It was slow, but you got some good stuff. It's like the Friday the 13th kind of feel.
Yeah.
And even the first one is more like shopping mall kind of horror movie. They're going into the mall. They got like not the mall. Well, yeah, they did have the mall in the beginning, but then they go to like the grocery store part, and the bread slicer is the one that did it for my girlfriend.
That was pretty gory.
Yeah, because
Honestly, I thought last minute because the camera kept like going on her face on the slicer, on her face on the slicer. I thought last minute someone was gonna pull her out and save her, and then you just saw
exactly.
her get
Yeah,
destroyed.
yeah. Because my girlfriend just looking at it, she goes, "Oh, this is not going to go well. This is not going to go
Yeah.
well." And then she's going to kill me. But anyway, I love how she does it though. It's like everybody they don't want to see it, so they got like some kind of protection to like cover their faces. And
Yeah.
she has like the blanket of protection like this and going like, "Holy shit!" And I'm like, I'm laughing because she pulled that up again. It's been a while since I've seen that. And then she's just looking at me. She goes, "Why are you smiling during this?" I'm like, and in my mind, I'm like, I'm a horror guy. This is what I'm used to. I'm
Mhm.
used to this shit.
Yeah.
So something like that. But yeah, it's something different. I'm like, I never knew a bread slicer can go like that, but also take the two people. Well, I retract that. One of them, we kind of figure was going to get killed first.
Mhm.
But the woman, the girl that's the class president.
Yep.
With the bread slicer, we didn't even think that she was going to be the first one to go.
Yeah.
You know, sorry for people for the spoilers. You know, it is what it is. You're going to hear it. You know, that's it.
Yeah, I
But
won't spoil the third one, but
yeah,
good
especially I didn't
trilogy.
see it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, don't listen to the new our new Fresh Film Friday because it has the third one in it, so it has spoilers.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna wait until I see this, and I'm gonna tell my girlfriend, I'm like, listen, we're gonna watch this tonight, so I can go and listen to the Wheel of Horror stuff, so I can be able to know what's going on. Yeah, but then you guys have Jolt on there as well, and I've seen Jolt.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's three movies. It's Jolt, Blood Red Sky, Fear Street. What was your opinion on Jolt?
Jolt, I all right. Well, I mean, I'm in love with Kate Beckinsale. That's anything with Kate Beckinsale is like I'll watch it.
Mhm.
But I'm like, okay, it's different, and it has a lot of action stuff that more action than you see her in like Underworld. She's more had like guns and Underworld, and this more hand to hand combat kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, like I said, I like it. I like it. I'm not gonna say it's something I'm gonna watch like all the time, all the time, all the time, like my horror movies. But it was a good watch to watch, especially like I said with Kate Beckinsale in like skin tight outfits.
Yeah, I
That's
mean
my take on it. But I mean, what's your
that's
guys' take actually? Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I say it in the podcast, which you'll hear. One of the main reasons I was just going through Amazon. I saw a new movie with Kate Beckinsale. I'm a huge fan. Underworld is one of my favorite series.
yeah,
Love it. I've seen the first and second one like probably 15 times each.
yeah,
Um, Jolt, I mean, I kind of went into it with low expectations. It got like 3 stars. It was if you like Kate Beckinsale, I'd recommend it, but
yeah.
it's not gonna blow your mind, you know.
Oh no, definitely not.
Yeah,
Yeah. Again, no spoiler.
yeah, yeah.
or
No
if it is a
spoilers.
spoiler, so sorry. But yeah. What was the other one? The red.
Blood Red Sky on
Yeah,
Netflix.
I seen on it. I seen on it on because there was a guy that was talking throughout the whole thing. He was like narrating the whole thing, and he was going really fast. So I kind of got the skivvy of the whole movie, and actually you can see about the whole movie, which is kind of like rare. I mean, a person that is a vampire that nobody doesn't really know about until going on a plane, and then the terrorists. I'm like, oh, this is
Yeah,
going to be a bloodshed. But then then you have like one of the guys injecting himself with uh, the blood of her,
yeah,
and it's like, okay, this is like pretty much like every vampire movie, but with a nice little twist kind of thing. I actually liked it. Yeah, that was really a good turn of events. Actually, it kind of reminds
yeah.
me of oh, what the hell, the Strain TV show, which only had like a couple of seasons, I think. But
Did you like that show? It's on my
oh
list,
yeah,
but I haven't
yeah, I
started
like
it.
it because the only thing with me is like I used to work at a job where I had weekends off and then another weekend I'll work, and then
Mhm.
so it was kind of hard for me to like go back and try to find and look at the stuff, the episodes I missed. It's like the same thing with The Walking Dead. I'm like,
Mhm.
even now they're in like season 45,
Like 12. Yeah.
you know and I'm like, I can't really catch up because there's like 7 years or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, The Walking Dead is a show that you have to devote a lot of time to, unless you're caught up already.
Like if you're COVID and you're staying indoors pretty much all the time, like for that time period, then
Mhm.
yeah, Walking Dead, you should just be watching it, nonstop and getting your takeout food and have it delivered. you know
Oh yeah, definitely.
but yeah, we could know it. That's that the movie itself, the kind of like reminds me of the Strain at some point, because I mean they had some of my favorite characters in the Strain that was like really good. And
I'll definitely have to start that then.
Yeah, because it starts off like, to not throw it out there to be like, oh, really, like that kind of thing. It's like it starts off with the airplane, so it's kind of like that feel of the movie, and then it's like there's a vampire in like the bottom part of the plane, so hence pretty much the same way, but the only
Okay.
difference is everybody else is like pretty much turned into it, but it's a different breed of like vampire.
Yeah.
So it's like you're like Blade, Blade, not the first one, Blade Trinity, I think. I believe it's Blade Trinity or the second one. I'm not really sure. I think it might be the second one where,
Oh yeah, where they're like the monsters and their face like
yeah,
open.
it's
Yeah.
basically like that.
Yeah, it's the
So
second one.
yeah, no, but that the TV series Strain, it's kind of like that too. It just comes right out like a tentacle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's creepy.
yeah. So but then they just it's really good. I mean, I really want to go back into it. I should have done that myself and looked into it and all that. But hey, it's I got enough time to do that.
Yeah, it's been on my list for a while, and I just have so much stuff to watch that it's like overwhelming. But I'll start that. Blood
What's
Red
your
Sky
favorite
was
movie actually? What is your favorite like go-to movie? Like horror wise, let's say.
so horror.
Yeah, we'll
Horror
go we'll
only.
go, we'll go with different genres.
Um, let's see, horror. I it's tough. I mean, I'm a huge zombie fan. Love zombies. I don't care if it's like the crappiest low budget. I'm gonna watch it.
You're dead. Oh, sorry.
I do love the Dawn of the Dead remake.
Okay, no, that one's good.
Yeah,
I like that one. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
but
I've seen it a ton. I think it's pretty realistic. Like people living in a mall.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's probably my favorite. I feel like a lot of people probably say like one of the Jasons or Saw or something, but I'm a zombie guy.
I mean, we called was it the reason I said Army of the Dead because that movie with Batista, and we're
Oh
talking
yeah,
like
I like that too. Yeah.
wrestling movie. To me, I mean, I like it, but it's the same shit.
I
Yeah,
know, but I went into it. All I wanted to see was Batista just shoot zombies. That was it.
yeah, but then and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, there's thinking zombies." I'm like, "Okay, all right, well,
You know what though? I'm not sure if you heard. I actually read an article that the person who wrote it interviewed the director, and I'm not sure if you noticed in Army of the Dead um, when they were trying to get into the vault, they
yeah,
saw other dead bodies, and someone was like, "Hey, like this has been done before." It's actually like there's like a secret of the movie is that they've done this multiple times, like
uh,
different timelines.
yeah."
So I mean, I don't know if they're gonna make a prequel or a second one or that's it, but
Yeah, because I'm watching it like you said, like with low expectations, just to see how it progresses, and because I think was it Cheap Seat reviews that they were going to talk about Army of the Dead. I'm like, oh, I got some issues.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't great. I mean, I probably won't see it again for a very long time if
Oh
I ever
yeah,
watch it again.
but okay, so you got like Day of the Dead, like remake wise, that anything else like any kind of different movie, like action, comedy.
I
Yeah.
mean, at the top of the list for all genres, I am a massive Star Wars fan.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
massive, right up at the top of the list. I love The Matrix.
yeah.
First one, second one, third one's okay. Um, Lord of the Rings is always sweet. I mean, messing up orcs is cool.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Um, I watch all the superhero stuff, but I'm not like super like nerdy into it. Like I don't know anything about the comics. Like people will say like, oh, that's from the 1970 comic, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, me
So,
too. I mean, like Mash from Hops Geek News. Like he's really like into that, as it is. and like he knows the backstories and this and that. I don't really know the backstories myself. I know certain characters,
Mhm.
and like the major ones, that you see and all that. But I know that, like when they do movies, and that's like my pet peeve of watching, like, say, Avengers or watching X-Men or whatever. Um, they always put everything like in one movie.
Yeah.
When you like for me, when I follow the comics that I know I've been reading, it goes as like separate parts. So like, oh,
Yeah.
here's this war with these people. All right, that's one thing. And then this one and this one, and they're going against this. And but then next thing you know, there's like everyone, you're looking at like, what the fuck? I'm like, why is this person here? They're not supposed to be here until like 20 years from now or something.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I watch it all, but like Star Wars and the Matrix trumps all that superhero stuff for me.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I watch it like because now we're into the Bad Batch of the Star
Yep.
Wars. So we're watching that, waiting for the Mandalorian to come out with the second season. Um, like I said, Hops Geek News probably tells you, oh, it's going to come out next year or something. I don't know. And believe me, I'm not putting those guys down. Those guys are like awesome and all that. I hope he gets that Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter, but he's been, pushing for like a Dunkin' Donuts sponsor.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
he's wearing the Dunkin'. He has a Dunkin' Donuts suit. It has like the suit and the Dunkin' Donuts name going across all the way down to the fucking ankles.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, man, if he doesn't get this, there's something wrong with Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know.
Yeah, free coffee and donuts sponsor. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying. Me personally, he's getting Dunkin' Donuts. I was trying to get, uh, like Bones Coffee, Duck Don. I mean, Duck Donuts. Yeah, or something like that. It's like I live in Long Island, so there's a place called Duck Donuts, and I was gonna figure, oh, get them to sponsor me. But then I was thinking about Nintendo of America, So I was trying to see maybe they can, Nintendo Switch me or something.
Oh
And
yeah, Long Island. I found a tattoo shop on Long Island. It's like in the middle. I could find the name if you needed it, but I want to go because one of their female artists does like the best Star Wars tattoos I've ever seen,
yeah,
and I want to start a leg sleeve, but like it's like 2.5 hours there and then 2.5 hours back, so I'd have to leave at like 5 a.m. It's a hike,
you really have to commit. Yeah, you really gotta commit. Yeah.
but yeah, it's sweet. It's a sweet tattoo place.
I see you got some ink going on
Oh yeah,
the
yeah. I
art.
got a I got a full left, which goes up to like my neck, and then I'm working on finishing the right,
Oh,
and I
okay.
started my right calf as well.
Yeah, I'm like basically my tattoos are pretty much like my podcast. I'm like all over the fucking place. As my tattoo artist has told me, he goes, "You have no uh creation of like putting stuff together. You have like miscellaneous shit all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Even like my sleeve itself, it's like it's a water sleeve, and I got like an octopus with the Poseidon and his trident, and then there's like the pirate gold underneath, and it's like a whole bunch of different stuff. There's like mermaids, and then and then the other side was just like a whole bunch, but I got from that sleeve, my hands, fingers, parts of my legs, with different like family stuff, like stuff for the kids, which I have not my kids, my nephews and my niece, and you know, uh, Batman Lego,
Oh yeah.
which that fucking hurt like hell because it's on my thigh, and the guy has like OCD, so figure that one out. It's like oh wait a minute, there's extra spots I didn't get. And I'm like, no, you hit those fucking spots, dude.
Yeah, well, at least it's gonna be good, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks fine now. I'm like thinking about trying to get it covered up though, because the guy doesn't do it anymore. And Danny, if you're listening, sorry. Yeah, but and then another guy did my kneecap of the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland,
Mhm.
which kind of like the Cheshire Cat looks a little, oh, how can I say this? High.
Yep.
Since in the Alice in Wonderland theme, the cat is smoky and high, so
Yep. Yep.
it kind of fits. But again, I might have to get that one covered up at one point. But I was thinking like two different door knockers or something, like a yin yang door knockers on my kneecaps or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, something to go in there, because the guy I usually go to, he's in Pennsylvania and he does like awesome work. And I think my sister was like, "Oh, I want to go to your guy." I'm like, "Okay, that'd be great if I can get a hold of him." Yeah, it's like,
Oh, you go all the way to Pennsylvania, huh?
huh?
You go all the way to Pennsylvania?
Well, I used to live there for like 10 years, so I had a family, not issue, but like when I was married, we called my wife passed away of cancer. And so that was, every people have alcohol, drugs, whatever, to get them on the path of like trying to get right, I guess. Mine was more tattoo wise, so that was my relief, my therapy actually. So I was getting
Yeah.
tattoo therapy, and it was good. I was like every day or every other day, whenever I didn't work, I was at the tattoo shop and I was helping them out, doing this, doing that, and I would get like either a free tattoo or something that's like not so expensive. And
Yeah.
I just kept on to the point where, my tattooer is like, "You need an intervention." You know, I'm like, "What are you talking about? You're here every day. I think you kind of like threaten some people not to come in." I'm like, "I didn't do that. It wasn't me." Yeah. And honestly, it wasn't me. I'm surprised. Like one day I get there and it's like they open up at 2. I get there and I'm hanging out, trying to figure out what I want to get next. And he had like 4 people lined up, and then he goes, "I don't know what happened, but 4 other people lined up, they all canceled." And he goes, "And you're here." And I'm like, "I don't know, I guess it's fate. What the hell you want to say?"
Yeah.
So I'm like, "What should we get done?" But let me let me tell you a story about something, since we're on the thing of tattoos. You ever got tattooed like on Friday the 13th?
I have not.
This one is an interesting one because I was helping those guys out doing, the little Friday the 13th tattoos.
Yeah.
And, we get in there and they need somebody to like coordinate, people getting like the little ones. Like, okay, you go first, you go second, that way nobody's going to be cutting people online. And we get that all done. And then it was like, I don't know, 8 o'clock or something at night. Everybody was leaving except for my tattoo artist. And he's like, "You want to get a Friday the 13th tattoo?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't know if I want to get these little ones." He goes, "Don't worry, I picked one out for you." I'm like, "Oh, dude, no, nothing gayish, please." I don't want anything like whatever. And then no thing, he goes, "No, no," and he got like this huge Grim Reaper in the desert, with the sickle and everything else, and fucking badass. I was like, "All right, cool," and then back of my leg, and maybe 2 hours later or something, we're pretty much done. But within that 2 hours, the weather in there was crazy. And I mean, like, first it was downpouring rain, then it was sunny, then it hailed, and there was a slight chance of snow, and then it went back to sunny, and it went to rain, and then the wind came around. I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like,
Yeah. It
woken
was
up.
either it was either a Friday 13th thing or just a really good coincidence.
Yeah, I know, but it gets even weirder because after we're all done, and he puts the cellophane on my leg and everything else, and I give him like the money, which she was like, "No, no, no, no." I'm like, "Here, take the money, whatever." And you he has like a bathroom like in the corner, and then within like as soon as I gave him the money, all you hear was like, you know, and I'm like, the fuck was that? And it came from the bathroom. He goes, oh, it's probably the pipes or something, like banging or whatever. And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, whatever. And I'm getting my jacket, and I hear, and I'm like, okay, you heard that? And he goes, yeah. He goes, look, get the fuck out of here. And it was just the weirdest shit. I mean,
Yeah, it's creepy.
yeah, it was. And I'm like, and that was like the story we always tell, like when we go into the shop or whatever. And it's like, yeah, just don't go in that bathroom on Friday the 13th. Yeah, that was it. But, I mean, you ever have any tattoo? I'm not going to say horror stories, but, uh, like when you're at the shop, there's always something going on at a shop. Anything that comes
Uh,
to mind?
I mean, the last tattoo I got, it's not like a horror story or anything, but like this new client came in who never got a tattoo before, and he was just like, he was asking so many questions, and my artist was just getting pissed off. Like I was sitting there like healing, like I just sat through like 8 hours. My arm was like numb and swollen as shit, and this guy was just asking like typical, like he had no clue, right? He was like, how much would it be for like a cardinal? And the artist was like, well, how big? And he's like, oh, I don't know, like this big. And he's like, is it in color? He's like, I don't know. Like he wanted it on his ribs, his first tattoo ever. And
Oh,
my artist was like, I don't recommend that. And he's like, why? He's like, it's super painful. This guy asked probably like 30 questions. And I was just like, man, you gotta be prepared when going into something, you know?
oh yeah, yeah. You gotta know
But
where you're getting it, and like I said, I got tattooed, and I just wanted the arms done. That was basically the plan, was getting the arm.
yeah.
And then like I said, my artist would talk to me, and he goes, you just you're getting the arms done. Now you're hitting all the fucking spots you wouldn't even touch. I got like all my chest done and the back. Well, not the back, but shoulder wise.
Hmm.
I really want to get the squid like on my back and have like the tentacles coming around the neck.
Yeah, that would hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's very light-handed, so it's not like you're like in a lot of pain, and that's why I was
Mhm.
like so comfortable, I guess, with the guy and all that. So, and got most of my stuff done. And even when I moved back to Long Island, I would go there periodically, if I have money or whatever, and I'll just go there and get something done,
Yeah.
which, you know, uh, gives me like a thing where if you ever go to like say out of state and get a tattoo or whatever, and you go to like a motel, word otherwise, watch out for the bed because I had a little mishap where I had a couple of like drinks and all that, but I had like about four, which is not really a lot, and Domino's pizza. And I go to bed and I go to sleep because I know I was going to get another tattoo done the next fucking day. And the bed is the frame itself. There's like a mattress inside the frame, and there's like maybe that much of a gap. So when you're waking from sleeping or whatever, and then you don't notice that it's not your regular fucking bed. And I kind of like got my two thumb, oh no, two like the the pinky toe, and this one we call it caught in between, and it slashed, like a gash in between my toe, and I just felt like my whole leg was like behind me almost. So I'm like,
Oh man.
I was in pain. It was like throbbing, and I thought I cut my toe off.
Well, now
And
you got me worried to stay at a hotel.
no, but no, not a regular hotel. I mean, if you go with like a significant other, that'd be great. At least just don't go alone. I mean, that was my own like stupidity, I guess. Just not looking where I'm waking up from. So
Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
you know, and then I walk in like the next day, and the guy's like, "The fuck happened?" It's like, "What? You know the 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 women of the night, did you wrong or something? I'm like, no, I didn't have anybody in there. That was it. Just
Thought
I
you got beat up by prostitutes.
or something. That's why there's a guy Eli that works there, and he's like blah 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 blah. I'm like, no, I made a fucking error, and and blood's all over on the carpet.
Yeah, it's rough, man. At least you didn't cut your toe off, right?
No. I mean, it was fun because I had to I actually taped my toe and my foot like really tight, and then I was just like limping like the whole fucking time. And then when I got home, I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sucks.
Because at that time I had like one of those jobs where it's like a what they call them, oh yeah, it's like temp jobs, you know, and you don't really get medical and all that. So that's why
Yeah,
I couldn't really go to like a hospital or something because then I'll be shelling out buku dollars.
yeah, that it's a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah. Like I didn't have that money. I had enough money to get tattooed, but not to get my toe fixed. But I'm not really swearing. But that was a story because I needed to tell a story of that for the longest time. So we're on the subject of tattoos, and I figured I'd put it out there. So
Yeah, it's a good story.
yeah, it got you worried though. You're like, oh fuck, really? No.
I mean, I always seem to like stub my toe or something. It always happens.
Yeah, it's always that the pinky toe that gets like in that corner of that coffee table.
Oh yeah.
But no, it was like the bed part. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. But
Oh man.
and the guy was like, I asked him, I was like, you got any bandages or something? He goes, what happened? What'd you do in there? I'm like, I didn't do nothing. I just whatever. I try to explain it, and then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. See it. I'll just tape it up myself, and that's it.
Good as new, right?
Yeah, after a while, and yeah, it was crazy. And then I got the tattoo done. I got I had my leg one done, and I was worried about getting that scratched up, and I was like, oh well. But what is going on with Wheel of Horror? Like anything new? Anything
Well,
Anything?
the Fresh Film Friday, I like to just type out 3S because it's a mouthful, is semi new. And that's something that I thought of because it's 2021 new release films. So like whether it's in the theater or any streaming service,
Yeah.
I put it on the wheel, we spin it, and we do bi-weekly, so every other Friday, like roughly 10 minutes of 3 different films. We just give like a brief little snippet into each. And it's also a time where we kind of talk about the podcast, new and upcoming things. So my buddy, one of the other hosts, Alec, and I do that every other Friday. And then Eric and Alec do every Monday, they do a horror movie.
Yeah.
And then there's like segments in between. So they just finished Sci-Fi Summer. They're getting ready for the big October release, which is one horror movie every day.
Oh yeah.
For the whole month. So they'll be doing that while we do fresh films. I said in the last podcast, the next episode is going to be the Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt.
Oh yeah, I still have to watch that.
Without Remorse, which is with I always forget his name, Michael B. Jordan.
Oh okay,
and then
that's another one I want to see. Yeah, I'll have to watch that too.
So 2 action movies, and then we have 1 horror movie, which is Tentacles. Have you seen?
I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen it. I heard of the thing.
Yeah. The cover kind of looks like Slither, like it's like a woman's feet, and there's this like creepy thing slithering around.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, but we talk on there, and it's cool because some people don't like horror movies, so they're not going to listen to the podcast.
I do.
But I figure everyone's spending a lot of time inside because of what's going on. So instead of wasting 2 hours watching a new movie, you could see if you like it, or if you want to know what we thought, you could listen as well.
Yeah, I mean, like the 2 action ones we thought they mentioned, that was like on like the list of like what you have, like a list to be able to watch something too. And yeah. I'm like, okay, so I'm like, when I'm gonna be able to watch it? But yeah, we call it a tentacle one. We call it kind of sounds like it's up my alley. Hence,
yeah,
Tattoo Squid. But
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped to watch them. So
yeah, I know. I'm like, but what was it? So do you pick what other like said movie and put it on the wheel? Like
yeah,
that you
so
have a movie that you haven't really seen or you did see and you want to redo it or something.
yeah, so Fresh Film Friday is pretty easy because it literally just has to be 2021. So nothing prior to that.
Oh,
And
okay.
I pick three movies, and then for the next episode I find three new ones. So I'll go on like Netflix or like Disney Plus or HBO just to kind of mix it up. And I'll just select three. I try and do, you know, different genres, comedy, horror, so it's not all the same.
Yeah.
And then whatever the wheel picks is what we watch.
Can somebody like recommend, like say like myself, like recommend a movie or something and
Yeah, that's
or
actually
like if I listen to the thing and then I'll just like send like a message and then say, hey, can you put this one on there and look at it? But I mean,
yeah.
there's like some movies that come to mind, but I mean, it's something that we all basically seen. But I know that you guys um review it pretty much, like say like Annabelle,
Mm.
like it's like, oh, we've seen Annabelle, but we'll watch it again, and give.
Yeah, I actually meant to. I forgot to say that on the previous podcast. Like, and I'm going to start posting it on social media too. Like, we're going to do recommendations. So if you want us, like, if you don't want to waste your time and you're like, hey, I heard there's this new movie Jolt. Like, can
Yeah,
you review it? Or we're also going to have guests. So if someone says like, hey, I just saw Fear Street Part 3, for example, I really liked it. Can I be a guest?
yeah.
Bring you on. I just have to post it. I'll probably post it tonight because you reminded me.
Yeah. Hey, now that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help out other people too. Like, how Twitter does, they have like a podcast family, which is really fucking awesome. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like everyone on Twitter is super nice, and we're collaborating. Like everyone's talking to each other, commenting on movies, or I'll be like, "Hey, what movie do you recommend out of this list?" It's a cool environment.
Yeah, it's like well, what was the movie I was like, because we were watching this one. Oh no, I'm sorry, Hatchet. You
Oh,
ever
Sh- with Sean Bean.
No, no, no. What actually was it? No, no, was it? No, no. Hatchet was uh the guy that plays Jason, Kane Hodder.
Is it newer? It sounds so.
It's a little bit older because they have like a trilogy of movies. So they have Hatchet 1, 2, 3, and then there is a movie of said killer, which is Victor Crowley. That's the name of the killer, which is like not like more. His face is disfigured because of birth and all that, but he's really like big and he wears like overalls, like the backwoods kind of like person. And all he does is basically trying to find his dad, but in the midst of the whole thing, he's killing like everybody that comes around.
I mean, it sounds familiar,
But but Kane Hodder kind of plays double duty on the movie because he plays like the father, but he's also said killer, of the thing, and it's a lot of blood, gore, arms ripping, heads spurting, but the funny, well, not really funny, but the coolest thing about this, like with the series, and I mentioned this on Twitter, I think, that there is like 5 different horror characters from different movies.
oh
That's
yeah.
movie. So you have Robert Englund. He plays in the movie. But he's not even like Freddy. He's just basically like an average fucking Joe. Um, Kane Hodder, like I said, he's plays like the father. Plus, he's the killer. And then you got Tony Todd, which is from Candyman, which also Candyman, the new one, the reboot. That's the one I was thinking about. What you were talking about, like the new
Oh, okay.
reboot.
Yeah.
Candyman. That's the one I want to see too. But
Okay.
that's a reboot. So then Tony Todd, Sid Hauk from or I'm if I get the name wrong, I'm sorry, but Sid Haig, or yes, from House of a Thousand Corpses,
Okay.
and other different movies, and he's been in a lot of different other horror movies as well. And wait, who else? Danielle Harris from the Halloween movies.
Mhm.
No, she was the little girl in the Halloween
Yeah.
4 or 5, I think it is. And then Zach Galligan from Gremlins.
Okay.
You know, the guy Billy. Uh,
It
yeah,
sounds like a great cast. Like
yeah,
it's a
it's a
lot
great,
of
but it's like the first movie has like 1 or 2 people from there, and then it goes on to like the second one, and you got a couple of people on there. So within the whole trilogy, you got like 5 different, horror
yeah.
icons. But yeah, I was sort of like suggesting, maybe Hatchet,
Oh yeah.
and put that on a wheel,
Yeah. I'm excited to see what people recommend and if people want to jump on and be guests. I mean, that's always cool.
Yeah, I would love to be a guest. It depends on like what movie you're gonna have and all that, then I'll be game for it, man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the cool thing about um, like the new series Fresh Film Friday is you have 2 weeks to watch 3 movies. So like if we say like, on Friday, like, hey, in 2 weeks we're watching these three, you have a good amount of time to,
Yeah.
watch
Oh
them.
yeah.
But then if you want to be a guest on the other segment, it's a little more reasonable. It's just one movie. So like we'll be like, hey, if you want to do Deep Blue Sea, it's in like a month, so you can watch it. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah. We were listening to that segment. We call it. That was a
do you,
very
you listen to the Deep Blue Sea one?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
me
that's
and my
cool
girlfriend
because it
drive around,
was
we were listening to it, and she goes, wow, I didn't think about that, and
yeah,
it's like,
that's one of my favorite ones because it's all three of us. Usually they have another guest, but like I saw that on the wheel and I was like, I want Deep Blue Sea. So
yeah, yeah, no, definitely, yeah, because I think we want to go and watch that, but I mean, like, she has her British shows and plant YouTube shows she wants to see, so it's like kind of hard to tear her away from it.
yeah. No, I
She's
watch a lot of YouTube myself. It's I get it.
Yeah, no, I do too. I mean, I've watched it from either wrestling to um, there's a show called Smosh Games, on YouTube, and that is just like funny shit right there. But that's like another thing down the line. But yeah, I guess I don't know. That's about it. I guess I mean, to me, I thought it was kind of, well, no, it's been like an hour basically.
Yeah,
So
we had a good chat.
yeah, we're like shooting the shit, getting some things, and horrid tattoo stories.
Yeah, movies, tattoos, and what else we talk about? Talk about a bunch of stuff. But
Yeah,
I'll
yeah, it's like the
definitely
whole,
I'll post that stuff tonight, obviously, and I'll put your name down as a guest, and that way you can kind of select what you want to watch, so you're not like forced to watch something you don't want to
no,
watch.
no, no, that's fine. I mean, if you want like to do the 3 or whatever, that's fine. I'm game, and it's just like, like I try to watch like as much stuff, and she could be doing watching her thing, and I'll watch it like, and I'm like, listen, I got homework to do. All right, no, leave me alone.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, I'll be posting that later tonight, and anyone who's listening, if if you're interested, always love talking about movies with people.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, like I said, we call it out, like action stuff and obviously horror stuff. We call it, I mean, basically, there's like horror movies I really haven't seen, that people have talked about, and I'm like, but I seen like the low budget ones, like well, let's just say like the Puppet Master, or the like the Full Moon feature kind of the
Right.
company is called Full Moon Features. So they have all like the really crazy looking, like, like, I'm not gonna say low budget, but they're in that time period. I think it was like the up to date version of it. So
Okay.
they had like evil clowns. They had this one called Killjoy, the gingerbread man that kills, in the evil bong. Uh,
Football.
yeah. Oh no, no, dude. There's like a bong that's like alive and it just kills people, and it's like
It's crazy.
yeah, I know. It's like you sit there, you're like, okay, what am I gonna watch at like 11 o'clock at night? I'm like, oh, I just watched this one. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? You know. But I love the things, and I know I reached out to like Full Moon Features to get like, you know, have them sponsor me and all that, and I'm not putting anything down. I'm like, I love the movies and everything else. So Full Moon Features, you know, come on, sponsor me. Yeah, hurry up.
Yeah,
You know, time's ticking. You know, maybe
right.
some Dunkin' Donuts too. I guess I don't know. I hope Max gets that fucking Dunkin' Donuts thing, because
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
he's got that. Oh, did I mention he has the socks and what they call them, Crocs? The
Dunkin'
Crocs that
Donut
said Dunkin'
Crocs.
Donuts.
Huh.
Crocs that said Dunkin' Donuts on them.
I don't even know where you could get those.
I don't know. I was going to ask him too, because I was trying to get him on the show as well, and so. And speaking of which, I think we're good now. So, all right, folks, everybody go and follow Justin and his cohorts at Wheel of Horror. You know, it's not a game show, but it's not Wheel of Fortune, it's Wheel of Horror. But yeah, just tell everybody where you guys can, where they can find you and other stuff.
Yeah, so the Instagram is at Wheel of Horror. Let me see here.
Oh, you got ran.
At,
I should do that shit. I'm like, goddamn.
yeah, the Instagram is at Wheel of Horror. The Twitter, which is super active, is at Horror Wheel. And come check us out. And anytime I see like another podcast, hit us up. I just follow you back and check out your stuff too. So
Yeah, I'm glad.
but
I'm thankful that you checked out like the episode with Wizard podcast.
yeah, that was cool. They
Yeah,
seem like a good group too.
yeah, it's we call it but I'll tell you like after when we get done with this, and so you can, you know who I am. You know, it's Dre, Tattoo Squid Podcast. You know, you can go and check me out. Tattoo Squid podcast on Instagram. I'm on like TikTok. I'm on YouTube and at podcast Tattoo Squid. We call it on Twitter, and DM me. Get a message out there, and check it out. See what you want to hear more of, and you want to hear more videos, and more interviews. Do it up. Also, email me at tattoosquid@gmail.com. Any kind of questions, none big, none too small. Alrighty, people. Have a good night. Thank you, Justin, for being on.
Thanks for having me, man.
I'll talk to you a week on a little bit. Yeah.
All right.
All right, hold on.